believe since I'm here in this fancy Christmas light place.
But now we have to read.
I love this place. You ever, let me ask you this, you ever seen a kid so cute that you think to yourself, man, there is no way that kid's not getting raped? Not by you, but if a pedophile ever sees it, it's like, oh, that kid doesn't have a chance. Like I'll be honest. I'm into women that have like shaped vaginas, right? But that's not because I'm like fantasizing that they're like younger or whatever. You know, that's sick. Like I like women with shaped vaginas because I like to fantasize that they had vagina cancer, right? And they're just going through chemotherapy. That's my fetish. Don't judge me. I feel you are. Okay. I like sex. I do. Maybe apparently I'm the only one here, but I do like sex. I like to try different things. I like to try, because it gets boring after a while. But here's something I found out. A lot of women don't like it when you come on their face. Which really wouldn't be much of a problem if so many women weren't light sleepers. Alright, let's switch it up. You guys smoke weed? Yeah. You smoke it? No. You don't smoke weed, bro? No, you're laughing. You're probably laughing the loudest of anybody here and you're saying you don't smoke weed. Probably just ingested. That's what you're trying to say. Oh, you caught me on a technicality. Good for you, sir. Good for you. I smoke weed, and I think it should be legal across the board. That's right. Yeah. I'm not trying to look for applause, but you know, like it doesn't make any sense that it's not, because it's just a plant. It grows out of the ground. It grows whether you want it or not. It's a weed. That's what we call it. Weed. It's organic, is what it is. You should sell that shit at Whole Foods. It's probably more expensive at Whole Foods, but still, they should sell it there. But I will say this, though, even though I think pot should be legal, it's probably a good thing for me that it isn't. Because if pot was legal, I'd be out of a job. Yeah, and not just because I'd be getting high all the time, but if you made pot legal and everybody started getting high all the time, you wouldn't need comedy shows. I mean, think about it, because why do you come to the comedy show? Because life sucks and you want to laugh a little bit, right? But when you're high on pot, life is awesome, right? And not only that, because I mean, like people talk about like, oh, you know, the good old days, and oh, life sucks. Nothing will beat the life out of you like being alive. People talk about the good old days. There's no good old days. It's always been this way. The only reason the old days seem good is because they're not now, and now fucking blows. You're the oldest you've ever been. You got responsibilities you've never had before. It sucks, you know. But the old days were just as bad. Like being a kid. Some people want to be kids again. They're like, oh, I wish I could be a little kid again. No responsibilities. Blah blah blah. No, being a kid sucked too. You know? Like you couldn't reach shit. One thing. Even if you could reach it, you're not guaranteed that you can lift it because you're weak. And if you're a little boy, you're constantly getting little boners and you don't even know what they're for. It's like, oh, what's this? Apparently one of my appendages has a life of its own. Apparently it thinks I'm number one. Like, what do I do now? Do I flick it? Is that what I do? Do I flick it? Do I jump my G.I. Joes off it like it's a trampoline? Is that what I do? I don't know. I just know it's hard to pee now. You know, kids sucked. I'll tell you this, you know, whatever, it's a small crowd. I don't feel too embarrassed to tell this. I'm really afraid of the dark. I am. I'm really afraid of the dark. Or as some people call it, African Americans. I'm just kidding. Again, people, I'm just kidding. People hear me tell jokes like that, they're like, oh, you're a racist, you're a racist. No, I'm not a racist. I am not. Actually, you know what? I actually came up with a few jokes, like remember African American History Month, or whatever they call it? I came up with a couple of jokes for Black History Month. Here's the first one. I came up with two. First one is, I think African American is the new black. A little cute, right? No, you're not going to give me a break on that one? All right, fuck you guys. Here's the other one I came up with. Maybe you guys like this one better. What is the berry that black people use to get on the internet? Anybody?
Blackberry.
Blackberry? No, no. It's kind of racist, but no, not blackberry. It's the library. No, that one didn't get you guys either? Alright, that's fine. Let's just talk about drinking. That's a common subject, right? Everybody drinks here. You know when you get, like, especially when you're young, and yeah, a lot of guys you're young, but if you're here, you're drinking, so whatever. But when you're younger and you have to drink at somebody's place, I don't know if you guys ever had experienced this, but if you're the first one to get really drunk and pass out, then your friends come up, and they like start like drawing shit on your face with a Sharpie, huh? Right? They start like drawing dicks on your face and shit. You know, some kind of macho thing, right? Because